times by 2/3. So if we follow the rules that we just looked at, multiply the top and then multiply the bottom, what will we have? We will have 1 times 2 times the top numbers, 5 times 3 times the bottom numbers. That will give me an answer of 2/15. Correct. Okay. Same thing here. We're timesing these two fractions with times the two top numbers and times the two bottom numbers. So it will be 2 times 5 at the top, 3 times 7 at the bottom, which is the similar numbers we did at the start activity. So 5 times 2 will give me 10. 7 times 3 will give me 21. 10/21. Let's look at this one. Here the numbers have been highlighted red. Why are they highlighted red? You have 2 times 1 and 5 times 2. Why is this highlighted red? Well, because you have a number on the top and you have a number at the bottom of a fraction. And we know if fractions have a common factor in the top and the bottom, we can simplify them. So let's look at 5/10. Yeah, 5/10. Haven't done that yet. 5/10. So 5/10 is a fraction where you know that there's a common factor between each one. Let's have a look. 1 times 5 here and 2 times 5 here. What do we see in common? 5. So what I want to do is, if I want to simplify this fraction, what we know this is true, you can just divide the top and bottom by 5. Here we divide by 5. Here we divide by 5. What would we get? 5 divided by 5 will give me the 1. 10 divided by 5 will give me the 2, a half. So we know we can simplify fractions like this. What you do to the top, you do to the bottom. Here there's a 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. So what we want to do is we want to simplify before we multiply. Let's see that in action. Simplify before we multiply. Why? Because then we're dealing with smaller numbers and we're taking a strategy that makes the operation and steps smaller and smaller and easier and quicker too. And that's an important part of your skills in an exam, is to make things quicker as well. So let's look at these two. What would we do? Highest common factor of these two numbers is 2. So if I divide this by 2, divide the numerator and denominator by 2. So if I divide this by 2, I get 1. Divide this by 2, I get 1. Now what do I multiply? Well, these two have been simplified. Top and bottom of the fraction have been now simplified by the same thing. So this is allowed. As you can see here, it's allowed. What you do to the top, you do the same to the bottom. We've done that. We've done the same to top and bottom. Divide by 2, divide by 2. This number is now 1. This number is now 1. So this multiplication then becomes 1/5 times by 1/1. So 1/5 times by 1/1. Then we multiply the top and multiply the bottom as we would do normally. And look how simple the numbers have become. 1 times 1 is 1. And 5 times 1 will be 5. So 1/5. So we simplified here instead of making it big here and simplify here too. I mean, both are possible, but this is definitely an easier way to do it and quicker way to do it. Okay. Why is it important to divide before we multiply? Well, because it's quicker, it's easier, and you save time. So therefore, it's a better strategy.